Hey everyone, welcome to Get to Know City. Today the tables are turned and Angela is in the hot seat. And Peg is my interviewer. And Peg came up with questions that I know nothing about. And you're going to get to know me a little bit better.
All right, Angela, I didn't, and by the way, I didn't come up with these questions. These are team questions because we are a team. So the first question, and I'm going to leave them anonymous. What is your most relaxing thing to do?
Oh my gosh, reading. Reading is my most relaxing thing to do.
I'm
Now,
surprised.
I know you probably think it's gardening, right?
I was going to say gardening, yeah.
It's so frustrating. Gardening is very frustrating for me where I live. I cannot seem to best the insects that just want to destroy everything that I try to grow. So it is relaxing when I plant things. That's the relaxing part. Oh, but then like the rest of the season, I'm just frustrated all the time because it's like, why are you growing? Why are you like the stink bug, not the stink bugs, the squash bugs. The week I was gone up north to go into work, they just destroyed. Like I was able to stay up on top of them and kill them.
Mm,
I'd have to go out every couple of days, and then I was gone for a week, and they're like, "Yay, she's gone. We're gonna kill everything," and that's what they did. But yeah, reading,
everything.
reading is my piece. I try to do it every single night before I go to bed, and I get through books really fast. I'm a fast reader, so.
That's amazing. Second question. Hold one moment. I've lost my place. I've lost my wizard in my way. Second question. Speaking of reading, which book or article or whatever has changed you or changed your life, changed your perspective, changed how you think?
The Body Keeps the Score.
Mm.
I can't remember the name of the man who wrote it. He's foreign. Um, I don't remember even where he's from. Sweden? I don't know. I don't quote me on.
Bessel van der Kolk.
Yes. It is the book is for anyone who has experienced significant trauma and how that manifests in your body. And it is one of the most fascinating books.
Interesting. Good stuff. And oh, there's two more really good ones. Can we do four instead of
Yeah,
three?
we can do four.
What's one project or accomplishment from your career that you're particularly proud of, and what made it meaningful to you?
So I'm going to be telling people a secret. Um, Many people may not know this, but getting this job as the director of this teaching center that wasn't a teaching center was the highlight of my life, literally the highlight of my life. It's something that I had wanted to do, gosh, since I started in higher ed, which was in 1998, which ages me significantly. But I always wanted to create a teaching and learning center to help college teachers be better teachers because that's always been my life goal. And what happened when I came to Rush is I was working for the medical college and it wasn't a good fit. And I realized that Rush University didn't have a teaching and learning center. And so I was like, oh, we need to change that. So, so I went about the business of finding out who was who at Rush at that time, who made the decisions, and I made a campaign and I just started talking to people and I kept notes and I started to understand the culture of Rush University and made myself known as an expert in this area so that when it took almost a year for the provost at that time to say, yeah, we need this. And I'm like, so I was heavily involved in the creation of the job description, and then when it came time to put this position out there, that's where I kind of had to let go of everything and let chance happen. But as it happened, I did not get chosen for the job. And the day that Gail Ward, who was then going to be my boss, had to tell me that I didn't get the job, he said, "This is the worst day of my career." He's like, "I just didn't want to tell you." And there were reasons why that happened. So what happened after that, it was devastating. I literally had to go home that day. I was so, so sad. But several weeks later, 3 weeks later, I was called back into Gail's office, and the woman who was supposed to take the job said no. And that was the greatest day. It was just the greatest day because I got to do what I wanted to do my entire life. And that's to create a teaching and learning center when there was nothing existing.
Mm.
And so it's been a ride. It's been a ride. And I'm happy and I have the best team. And so, yeah, most people don't know that though.
I didn't know that. I
Mhm.
didn't know that. So very, very interesting. Another one, what's something that you've learned about leadership or your field that you'd wished you'd known earlier in your career? Ooh, that one's
A
meaty.
really good question. And I have a good answer. So I've always been a change agent. I've always been someone who sees a problem and attacks it. It's like, I know what to do. I know what to do. I know what needs to be done. But what I had to learn is patience.
Mm,
And I had to learn how to read the room or read the university. That's more appropriate in this situation. Is that I had to learn to take a step back and just to observe and to listen instead of being a bull in a china shop, which I have been in my life. I had to just contextualize what was going on at that university where I was working. How did I need to make my message so that the most people would hear it and buy into it? And
mhm.
so that it sounds a little Machiavellian, but it really isn't.
No,
It's just, I had to learn that the hard way.
yeah.
I learned this the hard way. And I also had a really wonderful mentor at Indiana University. His name is Paul Bloom. And he was so gentle, and he's the one that instilled a lot of this in me. And Gail Ward did a great job too at Rush, and it was early in my career in City, that just leading me along the way of being very mindful about the culture at an institution. It's about making change that people will buy into and support. And so yeah, that was, yeah, that's the, and if I could mentor anyone in the future, that's the same thing I would do for them too. It's just
Yeah.
calm down a little bit.
Why do I feel like I'm I feel like I'm in my annual
You
review.
I'm not saying that to you. It's just like you have to pull back on the reins and be like, okay,
Yeah.
I can, right? Here's one thing, for example, that has not happened at Rush that I've wanted to happen since 2017: campus-wide evaluation system. The same,
Mhm.
campus-wide, the same course evaluation across the whole campus. We could do longitudinal data analysis and all of that. It hasn't happened yet. Maybe it will, maybe it won't. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, there's just things that it's a good lesson learned.
All right. And the last one, we started with something gentle. We're gonna end with something gentle and fun as well. Most memorable vacation and why?
You don't go on vacation. So that is a question. That's a sad thing. It's a realization at this point in my life of that I have not taken enough vacations in my life. I had my first one in 14 years. this past May. But I would say the most memorable one, this was from years ago, it was from 2003, long time ago.
That is a long time.
My then in-laws, not my in-laws anymore, took me and my then husband to Italy.
Oh,
And
you had to fly for that one.
I did have to fly, and I was pregnant at the time. And
Oh,
so
wow.
I couldn't really have the drugs that I really needed to calm myself down. I hate flying for those of you who are watching this. I literally am terrified of it. But anyway, I did a lot of praying and I listened to religious stuff while I was flying to Italy. But one of the most memorable things was how much I hated the food in Italy. I
Oh,
just didn't. I'm such a picky eater. Like the
oh,
pizza was weird and there was like this funky seafood everywhere. The first meal I was ever given, I was in Cinque Terre on the coast, Rio Maggiore to be exact, and I was given a loaf, like a slice of tentacles, like in jelly. And I was like, what is this? I I struggled with food in Italy, but the I will never forget how beautiful of a country. It's just, Italy was something else. Like we stayed in the middle of this. I booked this house in the middle of an olive, whatever that's called, where they grew olives,
Grove.
grove, and then the other side was grapes. And we were on
Oh,
this hill in Tuscany in this
wow.
house made of stone. And it
Wow.
was like, what? Right? I'll never, even though it was a long time ago, I will never forget that experience. And I do thank those ex-in-laws for being able to take me to Italy and experience those things. And gelato. I
Oh,
learned
yeah.
about gelato and I fell in love with it. I ate a lot of it.
Yeah. It's hard not to eat a lot of gelato.
Right. Well,
It's
thank
so rich
you,
and
Peg.
creamy and
Oh, it's so decadent.
yeah. Mm.
I had gelato and looking at the Leaning Tower of Pisa.
Yeah. Those are the memories. Those are the memories that you get to keep forever.
Yeah, good memories. Well, thank you for interviewing me, Peg.
Yeah, you bet.
Getting to
Anytime.
know more about Angela, everyone.